Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thanks for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. We are in 2023. We are all about us this year, and today is Wednesday. And Wednesday here on this channel is Wednesday Wisdom for Weight Loss. My idea of what we should be working on for weight loss. Like Saturday we do WW. Today is all about what I think. And I am a Weight Watchers Lifetime member. Currently a few pounds over goal. I am 56 years old, if you're new here. I have naturally white hair. Somebody told me, like, Dee, if you dyed your hair, you would look much younger. You know, it is what it is. You know, I'm happy that my skincare regime, and you've all been asking about that. Oh my gosh, I do a whole video on just skincare, but skincare is huge. Hugely important, especially for a weight loss journey, because weight loss takes a toll on your skin. But we'll talk about that in another video. I put a question in the Facebook group. If you're not part of Dish with D's crew, why not? You all too. They're linked down below. Fabulous group of people. And I will tell you, it's going to be 70 degrees here. So your girl's got I know. I'm excited. 70 degrees. January 4th. Who knew? All right, let's get to some questions. What is your favorite thing to eat with chocolate protein powder? You know, I'm not a fan of chocolate protein powder. I don't know why. I love chocolate. I'm just not a fan of, well, let's put it this way. I haven't found one that I really, really love yet. That could be it too. But what I love to do with chocolate protein powder, and this is a great hack for anybody who has this powder sitting in their pantry, they don't really like it. I make protein balls. Protein balls. You're taking protein powder, you're taking oats. There's a few other ingredients. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know they're oats and protein powder is the two main things. And you make little balls. And they're packed of, you know, I think they're like 1 point each. If I remember to link, I have several ball videos. They're usually my meal preps. But you can follow, if you go to dishwithd.com and I think put in balls in the search engine, I think they'll all come up because they're all fairly new. They're all within like the last 6 months. So they should be on dishwithd.com. But that's what I love to do with chocolate. And sometimes putting it in, if you want to make like anything chocolate, like chocolate mug cake, you could throw a chocolate protein powder in. I don't like to drink it. The only one I like to drink, quite honestly, is the Premier chocolate peanut butter. I love that one. And I will tell you, and it's funny, I'm not a huge fan of chocolate oats. I have no idea why. I just don't enjoy them. I love oatmeal. I love chocolate. But putting them together, not in an oatmeal. But maybe in a cookie. I've made protein cookies with Kodiak mix and protein powder. So making them into a cookie. I have several recipes. Now they may be on the older website. I have two websites. I know, slightly confusing. But it's really not. They're both Dish with D. One is .org and one is .com. So the old one is the .org. That's my old blog. They kind of like stopped giving stuff, so it was like I couldn't put on there anymore. So that's why I chose the website. And I could transfer everything, but that would be too daunting. I'm a one-woman show here. What you see is the whole corporation. So yeah, but absolutely, I would do cookies, balls are my two favorite things, and like adding it into any kind of like. Maybe make it a chocolate waffle. Now that I might like a chocolate waffle, chocolate pancakes, I might like those. So definitely play around with that one. What are some of your lunches to eat that don't include salad? Wraps. The girl loves wraps. I love anything with flatbread. I love making the flatbread hack wrap where you can use a tortilla, you can use a flatbread, whatever vehicle you want, and I have videos on the videos for everything. You cut it halfway up in the middle. And then this way you could fold it and you put 4 different things in each quadrant. You could put cheese. I love making pizza ones with pizza sauce, turkey, pepperoni, and cheese. You just fold it over onto itself and then you grill it. That's like one of my favorite things. Or even flatbread pizzas. Oh my gosh. Pizza sauce gets a bad rap. Pizza sauce, you get a lot for a point, or you could actually don't even need a whole point's worth, or make your own. It's so easy to make your own pizza sauce. You don't have to count points for it. I mean, why count points for something that's made tomato-based, you know? You have to count the cheese and the pepperoni. I love flatbread pizzas. Oh my goodness, they're like my favorite. Wraps, I love having, I don't have any here, but individual bags of chips with my wrap. I just made an egg salad wrap yesterday. I mashed up an egg, I'll put a little relish. I use yogurt. It doesn't bother me. If you want mayo, use mayo. And you mix it up. I put it in a wrap. The Olay Wellness Extreme 1-point wraps are a favorite. The Otoria's Mini Lavash, the Joseph's Lavash. Those things I love to use for lunches. Sometimes leftovers. I'm a huge leftover eater. I like making like a vegetable bowl with some protein, and I usually like to have a carb in there, something small. If I've had a heavy carb breakfast, then I might not do that for lunch. But if I had a light breakfast that didn't have a carb heavy, I would go for a cracker. I love the Wassa crackers. You can get the whole grain, I think they're the ones. There's one of them that's 2 for 1 point. One of them is 1 for 1 point. You get 1, 1, 1. Either one is great. Nut butter on there. Peanut butter sandwich. I've been known to have a peanut butter sandwich where I use the light bread and I mix my peanut butter. I use the powdered sometimes. Sometimes I use the high protein butters. I love those as well. Nuts and More has good ones. American Dream has some good ones. I'm not a huge fan of the American Dream ones with all the crap in them because they're higher in points. If I want a low point peanut butter, I don't want to be paying points for candies and cookie pieces and stuff like that. I love their almond butters. I love the lower point almond butters because if I'm going to spend that money, I want to save points. So I tend to go for the ones that are 2 points a tablespoon versus 3 points. If I'm going to pay 3 points, I'm just not going to, that's just my opinion though. But those soups are always good for lunch. You make your own soup, put a container, things like that. Definitely more of a wrap kind of sandwich kind of gal. Mostly flatbreads though, pizzas. Satisfying substitute for high point chips. Pop chips, popcorners, poppables, and I do buy them individually bagged. You can go to your Sam's Club has them. BJ's, your big box club. If you don't belong to one, try Target. Target usually has them. But yeah, what's the other one? Snacklings I like. You can get those at Whole Foods and Sprouts. They're plant-based crisps. They're very good. I do enjoy those, but those are my usually go-to. There's also the veggie straws. I do enjoy them. Again, individually bagged. I find if I have them in a big bag, I just tend to eat too much. Hello, human. So I'd rather have it in a smaller bag, and I tend not to open 2 bags. Why can't I just grab the right amount? I don't know. I wish I knew, but I can't. All right. How do I use sugar-free puddings? Oh, I have a whole video on that. If I remember to link that in the iCards, I will above. You'll see there's like an eye on the side. But I love to, my favorite thing to do with them is mix them in yogurt. Stuff my French toast with them, eat them like a pudding. I mean, I just love sugar-free pudding. You only need a teaspoon for like a half a cup of yogurt, and it thickens it up. It's amazing. I definitely will link that video because it goes more into depth about the sugar-free pudding, but I kind of put it in a few different things. It richens it up a little bit, and all you need is a teaspoon. You don't have to use the whole pack. But a lot of people are making those creamy ice creams with those. I'm not a huge ice cream person, so I don't think you'll ever see me. Though people have told me you can do other things with the creamy other than ice cream. I'm like, I don't need another appliance right now. But I will definitely link that video so you could have a more in-depth explanation of the sugar-free puddings. How do you stay on Weight Watchers after a goal? So many people lose and leave and come back and restart the cycle. Well, I feel like when they came out with the freestyle plan where you had the 200 0-point foods, that changed everything for me because I had been on the prior 2 programs, the Smart Points and the Points Plus as well. I was back and forth with those, I'll tell you that. But once I went on freestyle, I've never left because having 200 0-point foods gives me some, in the beginning it was very nerve-wracking. I'm like, oh my God, 0-point foods. Like, you have to remember, I came from where everything was counted it was almost culture shock or shock for me. But once I realized that those foods were good to eat in moderation, that I didn't have to be so concerned, I relaxed a bit. I just feel like it's more lifestyle-ish. I didn't feel like I was on a diet, honestly, and that's how I stuck to it. Because I felt like I could eat these foods. I could have beautiful fish for 0 points. I could have all my grilled chicken for 0 points. What? I can have bananas for 0 points. I can have eggs for 0 points. That opens my bank up for other foods that I want to eat that I wasn't eating because I didn't have the points for. Now it opened that whole floodgate for foods for me to eat, like my bag chips. I didn't have points for those because I had to count eggs and chicken and stuff like that. Now that I don't, I have points for things that I love. I love snacks. I love chips. I love mug cakes. Sue me, I do. So now it opens up that opportunity to me really to truly live a healthy lifestyle. Am I eating scads of those foods? No. You have to stick within your portions. You have to. That is the key to this journey. And I don't know how many people say it. It's portion control. If you look at anything, I have a sugar-free pudding right here, it always gives you how much the portion is. We never read that. We don't know what that means. But yeah, look at all the foods that you have. Look at what the portion is, and that's what you should stick to. Like I said the other day, you could eat boxed mac and cheese. You just have to weigh and measure and portion it out. It's nothing is off limits if we weigh and measure it out and account for it. Like, people, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. You could eat anything, but we never really weigh and measure things. That is key to this journey, knowing what you're eating, weighing and measuring, and accounting for it, and putting it in. I hear this, somebody said, Dee, this week is your favorite week for the topic. It's tracking. Tracking, and I'll go all this on Saturday, but tracking lets me eat. And we'll talk about that on Saturday. So if that piques your interest, you better turn into Saturday's Weight Watchers topic. All right. But yeah, I mean, and then also about goal is I wind up joining a franchise after I left the, I joined a franchise in the beginning, and then I wound up leaving the franchise and going to international, where international has different rules, yet they're the original people of Weight Watchers. So I don't understand that. But they allow your doctor to choose your goal weight. He gets to choose. They don't, you don't, he does. And he tells them, and they accept whatever he puts down. Whereas the franchise, well, you have to go by the BMI chart, and you can only have a 10 pounds over that. Well, for some people, that's just not realistic. You know, if I want to be, a boring, fun, sad, lonely, depressed person, I would be that weight, because I would not. Food is very important to me. I'm Italian. Food revolves around everything in my life. So if that were not there for me, I don't know. So definitely belonging to international has changed everything. Absolutely. I'd love for you to address the topic when your weight stabilizes, but you still have lots to lose. We all know that weight loss isn't a steady, steep decline. But what mindset can you adopt while waiting for your body to adjust and shed more weight? What things can you say to ourselves that are helpful? What attitudes help us during the stretch when weight loss slows? Well, first thing I would address is it's normal to stall. I think people get frustrated and they see other people and they don't base your journey on somebody else. Like, if you're watching somebody that's just like, wow, why don't things like that work for me? Why can't I drop weight? She weighs so little and she's dropping weight every week and I'm not, and I weigh so much more. Everybody is different. Everybody approaches things differently. You have to know it is normal. You're more normal than some other people. It is normal to plateau. It is normal to sit there. Is it hard? Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, when you have that mindset that you feel like you're failing and you're not doing well, that messes with your mind. What I would say is just keep doing the plan. That's why in Monday's video, I said take measurements, take pictures, because sometimes this scale doesn't always reflect how well you're doing. And sometimes you look at a comparison photo and go, oh, wow, look at me from then to now. So that's why I talk about photos. I talk about taking measurements. Retake your measurements if you've been stable, if you've been at this plateau for a while, and see if, oh my goodness, look how much I've gone down. And that will encourage you to continue on. Yeah, it's sad and depressing. I'm not gonna lie. We need that scale gives us so much. And when it doesn't, we tend to internalize that as we're not doing well. But don't let that, because what that can do is snowball into the effect of, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I work all week. I starve we always say we starve ourselves, because compared to how we used to, we feel like we're starving. I starve myself all week and this is what happens. What I say is, pick something else to do. Like, we want to rev up the metabolism. Why not change up some of the foods we're eating? Like if you're eating the same things, change your diet a little bit. Eat some things that your body's not used to. Do an activity your body's not used to. If all you do is say walk, which walking is fabulous, maybe you should try doing some yoga, or maybe try doing like a more structured where you're just working on thighs or upper body exercise. Don't walk for the week. Do something different. I lost all of my weight, listen to this, with zero exercise. All I did was work at my job. Now, my job wasn't like I worked at a school. I was a teacher's aide. Was I constantly on the go? No. I mean, there was many times I sat there. Only time until I had recess duty, and even then I wasn't always walking around. So you don't need to constantly join this gym, do these exercises, because I won't lose weight if I don't. You will. It's food that you eat creates the weight loss. So always remember that. So if you haven't even added exercise, maybe that's something you can add. Add something simple as walking. And then you increase that after, you do the same thing for a few days. And you increase your if you're walking like half a mile, go to 3/4 of a mile after a week, then go to a whole mile after 2 weeks. Like definitely build on that, but build where it's something you can sustain. Remember, what you do to lose weight, you're going to have to maintain it. So if you're burning X amount of calories doing X amount of workouts, and then you stop doing that, well, then your body's just going to be like, well, wait a minute. She's not exercising. We're not losing weight anymore. So that was like, I was kind of happy that my body did not depend on me for exercise to burn those calories off. But I definitely would say, just keep positive. Find the group. Post in the group. Say, hey, I'm struggling here. It's been 2 weeks. Somebody will come to you. There'll be more than one person, I guarantee it, with advice, and they will build you up, because that's what a positive group does. We all know, we've all been there. We all know what you just have to hear it. You just need somebody to tell you that. You kind of know it in your head, but when somebody says, hey, it's not, it's normal, because it totally is. Plateauing is extremely normal. It's just your body saying, wait a minute. And it has to do that, and then all of a sudden it'll rev up again. But my idea is, like, my suggestions would be like, change up what you're eating and change up what you're doing, but don't give up. And make sure you post and you ask for help. Don't sit there and struggle alone, because you're not. So put it in the group. Grab somebody. Ways to use protein powder. I think I addressed that already, but I will say it again. Definitely I like using protein powder in oatmeal, pancakes, waffles, cookies, balls. You can even just drink it. I mean, it's pretty good. It's a great snack. Like if you don't know what to have for a snack, have a little, I do prefer nut milks with my protein powders. It just saves a point or two. But if you want to have regular milk, have regular milk. You have your bank to spend it how you wish. But definitely you could drink it. If you enjoy a smoothie, makes a great afternoon snack. But that's, it's my favorite thing. I will tell you that Clean Simple Eats protein powder that I've been talking about has fast become my favorite. I will say I had the vanilla this morning, and it was fantastic. It was more points than the other one. It was 2 points for a pack, which I don't mind. 2 points is probably, the end of, wouldn't pay 3 points for it, but it's delicious. So I always say, find one that you really like. What's nice about the Clean Simple Eats is you could order sample packs. That I love, because who wants to buy a big jug for $40-some and not like it? Stuff's not cheap, but when you can buy samples and you're like, ooh, yeah, I do like that, or ooh, I don't like that. Starting the year off with a small goal and building up to larger ones. How to keep focus without becoming obsessive. Obsessive. That's a big one. Know that this is a small part of your life. It's not your whole life. Now, for me, it's a little bit more because I have a channel, I have a community. So for me, I always have to be constantly thinking. You just need to do small goals and you build on them. But don't think about, oh, I'm not thin enough. Oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. Are you doing the best job you can? That's what you focus on. You're doing the best. Sometimes, again, the scale doesn't always reward you. Did you have the best week you could? This was the holidays. I'm mighty proud of myself. Yeah, I gained 0.4 this week, and I think 2 pounds, something like that last week. I had 2 point, I don't know, I don't remember, but it's 2 something, I think, in 0.4. Would I consider that a failure? No. That I kept it under 5 pounds is a huge win. And you have to remember that life is life. Parties are going to be there. Celebrations are going to be there. Holidays are going to be there. It is normal to eat a little bit more than we usually do. So don't sit there and focus on, oh my God, here we are January 3rd and I've gained 2 pounds. What am I going to do? First of all, it's only 2 pounds. Focus on that. It's only 2. The majority of people gain between like 12 and 15 over the holidays. So if you just gain 2, girls and boys, you're ahead of the game. And weight that you gain quickly will lose quickly. That's the nature of the beast. You have to remember it's about health. Health is your priority, not the pant size. So I think a lot of times at least for me, being so big, a size 26, I didn't want to focus on, oh my gosh, I can go shop in the juniors department. Okay. I can't, but I'm saying like, that's not important. The important is I'm living the best life that I can, and I'm going to be living longer than I would have if I didn't make changes. It's all about fulfilling your life, finding things that fulfill you. And if your journey fulfills you, just don't become obsessive about it. Remember, it's not about what size you are. It's about how healthy you are. So I always keep health as my focus rather than how I look. And some people, it's all about how they look. I was never, I guess because, you're going to laugh. I thought I looked good at a 26. I was like, dang, girl, look how good you look. And then I got into a picture and didn't look so good next to other people. But that just goes from your parents. And my parents never said that I had a weight problem, that I was heavy. Never. I was always beautiful. So I guess when you have a positivity growing up, you don't see the negativity in weight. I don't see the negativity in weight. I look at people, I don't look at them and say, ooh, they're fat or they're big. They're people, and they're beautiful people, Could they stand to lose a few pounds? Sure, who couldn't? But I don't sit there and look at that and go, do you hate when people do that? Like especially ones that have lost a lot of weight, they're like, oh, look at her. Ugh, she could stand to lose a few pounds and she's big. And I never wanted to be that person because I was that big girl. And that big girl's still inside me. And I have to feel for her because it's not easy. It's not easy. And we live in a world where they look at you. And they look at you and they think that because you're bigger, you're less important. And that you don't have feelings. Because they say things under their breath and you hear them. And they don't realize that you hear them. Like, they just think I didn't hear them. Like, yeah, they always have something snickering to say. And life's short, people, not to be nasty. All right. How do you keep motivated and not be down emotionally enough to do the hard work? What would you say what you say are the best and most positive, important things you would advise a super morbidly obese person who needs to actually do this? I would say to that super morbidly obese person, who was me. Yeah, I was 270 pounds, and if you're new here, my CPAP doctor said if I didn't get help, I would have been dead in 6 months based on my test results. I would say your life depends on it. It truly does. And is your life worth that second portion? We're eating. It's not like we're not eating. No, we're not eating as much as we want, but we're still eating. You're still in control of what you eat. Don't let it get to the point where you're somewhere and somebody else is in control of what you eat. So I would say do it for the betterment of your health and your life. And do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for your husband, your kids, your grandkids. You got to do it for you. Because you need to be around to take care of all of them. Because I don't know if they're going to be taking care of you if you're in the hospital because of your weight. I mean, some people do end up in the hospital. Their diabetes goes out of control. They can't breathe. They're all swollen. I mean, weight was responsible for a lot of my issues. At the time, I didn't think it was. I'm like, oh, because you go to the doctors, they see your weight, and automatically say, well, I need to lose weight. You wouldn't have all these problems. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't even look at me yet, and you're just assuming. Well, here you go. Fast forward, lost the weight. Your arthritis is gone. Well, shouldn't be gone. It doesn't bother me as much. Reflux is gone. CPAP machine is extremely better. 99 episodes down to under 30 just from losing weight. So yeah, my weight was killing me, literally. And the fact that I was morbidly obese, which means morbidly is dead. So your weight is basically killing you. And I remember thinking, I never realized that was my diagnosis. I'm like, morbidly obese? I don't feel morbid. You don't feel it, because it's grown with you. You don't feel you're like morbidly obese, but apparently the thing says I'm morbidly obese. So when I went to see him the last time. It's been it's been a year and a half. And he had down, I was overweight. I jumped for joy. And he's like, "You're happy?" I'm like, "Well, I was morbidly obese." He goes, "True enough." So yeah, and I'm excited about that. Do I want to be like perfect? No. You just want to be better. You know, trying to go for an and don't look at, you know, the goal weight that Weight Watchers sets. They don't even set goal weights anymore, which is kind of nice, I think, because they don't want you thinking about that. It's not about this end weight. It's about getting your weight off. So you don't set a goal weight till you're practically there. I think I was 20 away, and that's when we set a goal weight. But they don't talk about it. Back when you first joined, it was always like you saw your goal weight on your card when you joined. You're like, crap. But that's depressing. Like for me, I'll lose my weight. 270, my goal weight was 146. Yeah, I don't know. That's like 130 pounds. I don't know. Do I really want to tackle that? That's a person and a half, you know? So what we do, you just have to make little goals. Like, don't be going to lose 10 pounds a week. 2 pounds. Then then you get to 3 pounds. You get to 4 pounds. Then you get to 5. You get a card. You go to 6. You get to 7. You get to 10. All of a sudden you're at 10. You just live your life. Lose it like you're going to live it. Live your life. Eat the way you're going to eat for the rest of your life. Remember, if you eat too less now, you're not going to be able to eat the regular way back when you're all at goal. Like, you're going to sit there. The people that eat like 13 points a day and 16 points a day, you get 23. You need to eat them. I don't understand how they can't. I don't know what you're eating. Let me know what you're eating not to get to those 23 points, because I need to eat those foods, because apparently, I don't know, I need 23 points to survive. But what you do to lose, if you're going to sit there and undercut your points now, what's going to happen a year from now? You're going to still eat that way? Then the holidays come, and that's the people that gain really quickly, because they're not eating a lot. They're just eating normally based on how they used to eat. So you have to keep it. The more normal you keep it, the more success you'll have. But remember, your life depends on it. So always remember that when you want that second helping, I don't need it. You've had your portions. You walk away from the table. It'll get better eventually. The first few weeks, you'll feel like you're starving, but you're not, but you'll feel like it. It'll get better. What is my favorite protein powder to use? Right now, it's the Clean Simple Eats protein powder. I'm trying to work with them to get a discount for you guys. I just filled out the paperwork. She's going to let me know the end of the week. It's really good. It's low in points, the ones I've had so far, and they're delicious. Like, that's important to me. You could be 0 points, but if you suck, what's the point? It's really tasty. I had the simple vanilla today. It was absolutely delicious. So we're going to see what comes with that one. Loose skin. Oh, loose skin. Yeah. Well, I will recommend person who has loose skin. Now, I'm going to have a lot of loose skin. I've been heavy since puberty, I was 11. So I've steadily gained weight from 11 years old. I was an 18 in high school. So you know how long I've been heavy. You know, I always say 35, 40 years, 40 plus years. I'm going to have loose skin. But I will say taking the collagen helps, exercise helps, but you're still going to have loose skin. Honestly, when you wear things, not everybody sees it. If it bothers you after a while, then you can go and see what the doctor says about having it removed. If it really interferes with anything. Depends on how much. If you have a lot of loose skin, that might be what they recommend. Right now, it's not at the point where it's bothering me. If it does, then we'll have to address that later on. I never say never. I don't want to have that kind of surgery. But if it gets to the point where it's bothersome and you get like, sometimes if it sweats, all the video, and you can get infections and stuff. So if it gets to a point where that's happening, then I'm going to have to do something. Right now, it's not. So, and what's the worst thing I will tell you, TMI, but your belly button, the skin around your belly button kind of folds over. You got to keep that dry. Just to let you know, FYI, you got to keep that dry. Sometimes I make sure after a shower that I dry in there, or sometimes I even keep like a tissue in there or just cotton, you know, because it does, especially in the summer when it's really hot. That's a sweat spot. And it's just because like the little, you know, it just kind of, the little belly part folds over the hole, so it kind of doesn't breathe as well. So definitely keep your eye on that one. I know. TMI. So I do have, and I have one more from somebody sent me. Can you address, but I wanted it. I see myself and others saying, I need to eat smart. And then you see them saying, me too. But I just wanted it, like it makes it okay to cheat yourself. Here's the bottom line for, if you want something, you're going to find a way to have it. You could sit there and say, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. But if you really, truly want it inside, you're going to find a way to have it. I tend personally to make things that hit the note. Like for me, it's going to be sweets. It's going to be sweets. That's my Achilles heel. Some people it's ice cream. Some people it's salty. Me, it's sweet. I need cake. I need candies. I need chocolate. So for me, it's how do I get that and stay within my points? So Built Bars, take the chocolate candy fix for me. I make a ton of mug cakes, loaf cakes. You see all my cakes. They hit the note. They're just lighten up versions. And I will tell you, making something that's one and done, it's gone. I don't have to see it. If it's sitting in the other room, it calls my name, literally. So I can't have a whole pack of cupcakes. Can't have a whole tray of anything. I am not ready for that. Will I ever be ready? I might not. Does that make me a bad person? No, it makes me knowing who you are. Knowing that I don't have control over cake and cookies and chocolate. A lot of times what they buy is stuff I don't like, which is very helpful. There's certain things they're big. My boys are big, like fruity, sugary candy eaters, like Sweet Tarts and Starburst and Skittles. Ugh. They like their chocolate. Don't get me wrong. They like M&Ms. Again, I love chocolate. Don't like M&Ms. They don't move me. Now, Lindt chocolates, the Lindor chocolates, yeah. You got to hide them suckers because they're just everything. But like M&Ms, nah. So we have things like that for them, and it doesn't bother me. So I always say, have something that really doesn't move you. But it says you need to eat smart. You decide how smart you want to eat. Don't let anybody else tell you what to eat. People can preach all they want, and you see that a lot here on YouTube. I do this, I do that, you should do this, this is better than this isn't any good. Everybody has their agenda. Everybody has what they like. Is anything bad? No, it's not. So you need to understand that all food is not inherently bad. It's the amount of these foods that we eat is what makes it bad. So anything in moderation you could have. I don't like when people food shame. This isn't any good. I don't eat that. This isn't good. Now, moderation is the key. Don't let anybody feel bad for the food that they ate. You could sit there and say, well, you can eat whatever you want, but I don't eat that. Well, you saying that puts my food down. I don't know if you realize that. So I feel like people need to just say it in a positive way. Like I always say, eat what you want. Do what you want. It's your journey. It's your life. I don't sit here and judge anybody's food choices. And I hope you don't judge mine. Like, I like Built Bars. You don't have to like them. You don't have to buy them. I say it all the time. When I bring you like things to say, ooh, try this. I'm not telling you must try it. You really should go out and buy it. This is the best thing you've ever had. No, I'm just saying, hey, if you happen to be thinking about trying it, here, I'll let you know that I like it. That's why I do tastings. Like, again, you might have different tastes than me. I happen to be obsessed right now with those Quest cheese crackers. They're so good. Again, should you go out and buy them? No, unless you want cheese crackers, then. But I always say, so you can find a bag. That's always key. And people will justify, I just wanted it. They'll justify their choices. They may slam your choices, but they'll justify theirs. Always know, some people just aren't nice. You find like, that people like that, they're people out there that they say they're your friends. You go to Weight Watchers meetings with you, but they're very competitive. Did you ever go into a Weight Watchers meeting with somebody who just wants to beat you? Why? Why do you want to be better than somebody? Just be that person. Just say, great. Don't sit there and be like, well, I did this, and nobody cares. Like, I feel like some people are with people that they're always trying to be better. I don't like those people. I don't like people that always want to beat you. Like, they just want to be better than you. No, just be my friend. Listen, compassion, and just, listen to me. Don't always try to outdo me. You always have those people that no matter what you do, they're going to top you. I know. So you know what? You just walk away. Just back away, and it's all good. So I hope that answered a lot of your questions. I'm trying to reread that thing. Maybe I read it wrong. I would see myself and others saying, I need to eat smart. Then you see them saying, well, me too. But I just wanted it. That makes it look okay to cheat yourself. Well, they try to justify their choices. Do what I say, not what I do. There are people out there doing that. Do what I say, not what I do. But you need to know what you're doing is the best for you. You know what I'm saying? This is your journey. You don't need to do my journey. You don't need to do so-and-so's journey. You need to find out what your journey is. And that's what experimenting is. And you try different things and what you like and what you don't like, what works, what doesn't work. I mean, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. I mean, I learned I was stronger than I realized. I learned I could get to goal. I never, ever dreamed I would be sitting here right now doing this video. Back 5-6 years ago? Nah. You would have told me, Denise, you're going to have a YouTube channel. You're going to help support people in weight loss. I'd be like, not me. But yeah, you just don't know where you find strength at and what your thing is. And don't let people try to tell you what to do. You need to figure that out. We're adults. That's why I try to tell you all the time. Don't depend on me for points. Figure out your own points. Figure out your food. I just give suggestions and hope it sparks something. I don't expect anyone to sit there and make exactly what I make and eat exactly what I eat, because that's what I like. What you like is totally different, but gives you ideas of how you can tweak. Like the day we were talking about the cheesecake oatmeal and how I sat there and talked about yada yada, and all of a sudden in my head came cannoli oatmeal, because that's what I like. But you have to get those wheels spinning and get the ideas flowing. And it'll become a lifestyle. And that's what we want. We don't want diet. We don't want a quick fix. We don't want just do A, B, and C, and these are the results. We want to do A through Z and have a lifestyle of enjoyment and food and going out. And there's people that are afraid to go out to eat because, oh my gosh, I may overeat. What's going to happen? I have to go out to dinner. I don't know. I gotta not eat all day. I've showed many videos where I'm going out and what I ate all day. And I ate, because you can't not eat all day because you're going out to eat. It doesn't work that way. You don't starve yourself because you're going out. Food is food. And I posted in the group about the Weight Watchers posted about going out on the new, you can go out on Weight Watchers. And the first girl, she's sucking on her ice water, and the next girl has a plate of food and she's enjoying herself. Because life is short. Eat. Eat mindfully. Eat within your points. Eat smart. How's that one? Eat smart. Eat smart. You have 200 0-point foods. You can go out to eat very low pointly. And if the bread basket or the chip basket bothers you, tell them not to bring it out. Say, hey, you know what? That chip basket or those bread baskets really bother me. Could you not bring that out? And they'll say, sure. Now, if other people at the table want it, just shove it down the other end. I will tell you, if you don't have that first bite, you don't want the rest of it. I've learned, I would say, well, I'm only going to have a couple bites. Yeah. A couple bites is what brings me into the whole bottom of the bowl of chips. If I don't have any of the chips, then I'm good. But if I'm only going to have a couple. Never ends well. Never ends well for me. I can't do that. I can't do that with bread or chips. So I've learned that either I have to eat the whole bowl, or I don't eat any, because having a couple was all I'll sit there. I'll be like this the whole time. It's like addiction. Like you're sitting there like rubbing your hands because those chips are there, and you just say, the hell with it, and you grab them. So I would definitely, for me, it's don't have any. It works. It works. And am I missing anything? I can have chips anytime. I have chips here all the time. So why is it I feel the need to eat the whole bowl at the restaurant? Because they're freaking good. That's why. Right? Cheers on that one. Because they're homemade if you're at a nice Mexican restaurant. But if I decide to indulge, and there's times I did, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have a bowl of chips. The next day, you get right back on track. You don't sit there and say, well, I ate a whole bowl of chips, so I guess today I'm going to starve all day. That's diet mentality. You just sit there and say, I ate the whole bowl of chips. Tomorrow I'm starting back on track, back to my regular routine. You have to stay within your routine. Don't undercut yourself because you overate something. It never works. It doesn't work. That's just not, that's setting yourself up for failure. So we could talk more about that one. But I'm going to end this video here because it is 40 minutes. I apologize. But you guys had a lot of good topic questions, so I really, really enjoyed this. So if you enjoyed these videos, give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D. We'd love to have you. You need a support system. Let me tell you that from the get-go. And this group will help you. And if you want me to fire for next week, leave a comment below on what you'd like me to rapid fire through next week. I enjoy this, you know, subscribers questions. This is fun. It makes it easy, and you know, I don't have to think. I just answer. I love that. I will have those videos linked above, and I may link a couple at the end of what I mentioned about the cookies maybe and the cheesecake. No, it was the sugar-free puddings. Yes, I have a whole video. I used to do, which I've gotten away from, which I should go back to. I would do like deep dives into things. Like we did a whole deep dive into pudding mix, deep dive into protein powders, powdered peanut butter, and things, skinny syrups, like what you can do with them. So there's a whole, I should maybe make a special playlist of that. But that's it. I can continue to talk if you'd like. But I'm going to head on out. Thanks for watching. I will see you. Don't know when we're going to see each other again. I don't have anything planned for the rest of the week, but I do have something planned. I just don't know if I can get to doing it this week, but we'll see. If not, I will see you Saturday for a weigh-in meeting topic. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and those videos will be right over here.